All right, so I have done a few more things on here. I basically just used, I hated these holes right here. I didn't really like them. They were open. I put tape underneath them. I didn't like that. I don't really like this either, but for now it'll work. What I did was I just basically put tape over top of it, like 2 or 3 layers, and then from underneath I put hot glue in the hole, and that basically filled it, as you can see, with what is essentially a little plug, but it does kind of stick out, you know what I mean? I actually painted them from the bottom with just a regular paint marker. Had I done those before and sprayed it with the body color, I'm sure it would have looked a lot better, but that was an afterthought. I also did it up here on the roof and went ahead and got that. And then down here on the hood, I did the same thing. That one you can't see because it's under the filter and whatnot, but you can tell that one there is plugged. So I did that. I am going to probably use a razor blade just to make sure that it's nice and flush and flat if I can, like just a flat blade, and go across there and cut it flat. And then what I'll do is I'll probably end up spraying this spot with like primer, the spots, and then just do it like across the trunk, and then I might cut these off. If I cut these off and then do the same thing and fill it, then I'll spray those gray primer as well. I might just primer out the whole trunk to make it, look better that way, because it'll show that it's, the trunk is having work done on it or whatever. And then I'll just replace the, the little sticker and the lines and shit that I drew in there. But yeah, so anyway, I did that. I have the wheels on there. I hate these wheels. I bought them, but before I started this overall project, and I was planning on putting these on my Nitro, which they'll probably look better on the Nitro on, one of the touring car bodies or whatever. But I decided to stick them on here because of the green. I thought the green and the green would go together well, but they're so sunken in, like they're just not a good offset, and like they're, inside the body too much. So I either need to buy some new rims or I need to swap them out for some of my others. I'm not a fan of the front ones either. I'm thinking about painting those tonight. Alright, so after I got all my electronics in, I went ahead and put on the new wheels. I got some adjustable offset. Excuse the body, it's not really on there like it should be. I'm messing with something else right now. I'm actually doing lighting right now. I just finished drilling out my buckets. I got a light kit that has only 5mm LEDs, and my little corner lights were 3mm, and then I believe they were supposed to be spots for reverse lights in the tails that were 3mm. But the kit I got is all 5, so I just went ahead and drilled out the headlight buckets to accommodate the 5mm in the corners. And then same thing on the tail lights. I did them all red and drilled out the tiny one that was down here. I believe that's the reverse light, or supposed to be the reverse light. And then just put all 3 red in there. So I think that looks pretty dope. It's got a good light to it. I really like this, especially the way that I painted the inside buckets yellow. I did the duplicolor metal cast yellow, so it's still got the reflective qualities behind it. But I think that looks really cool. I definitely like the way that the light looks, and I think it's going to look super dope in the body. I cannot wait to get those in. I'm currently installing the light kit into the buckets, and doing so I am putting these tiny little holder clips on there that came with the lights. They're actually a little bit thinner than the inside right here, since it's coated with the heat shrink, so I'm having to just kind of shave out little slivers from the inside to mount over the wires so that they go on smoothly. But then once I've got them on there all the way, which I've got them all kind of set up. I set them up first so I can see which way the wire faces, make sure it's not too stressed or anything, and then you know, pull it out and put the little clip on there, and then just drop it back in, hit it with a screw real quick and lock it down. But I've got the two backs done. I'm working on this front one, and then I got to move on to that one, and then I will be able to put them in, hook them up to my separate battery, and then I'll have functioning lights that will not drain off of my other battery. And hoping that those lights, if I want to leave it parked with the lights on for a little bit, it won't be a big deal. So almost there, so close. All right, so I've got my buckets. I went ahead and taped them up in place, and then just hit them with a quick little spot of hot glue on top and bottom, and then the backs I did top, bottom, and then the outside corner to make sure that they stayed in straight and secure, and they are nice and secure in there. They're not going to fall out. I've got the wires in there with some blue tape because I want the wiring to only be in there temporary. I don't want to have to break off glue from the body if I need to take them out or move them or whatever. But another quick tip, I see a lot of people that just use like straight zip ties and bunch up their wire and it looks all gnarly. A quick easy way to also shorten wire is simply to pigtail it. If you take like this, just a skinny, anything that's got a skinny edge on it, and just simply start at this end and wrap in a spiral all the way down, and then just simply twist the wire nice and tight. When you pull it off, you get these nice little pigtails, and they will stay put and help shorten the wire and also look much more attractive, in my opinion. I mean, they kind of give off that, like, you know, I made it a 1980s bomb kind of feel, but it still looks much cooler than the wrapped up, you know, and then like a zip tie around it, or, you know, something where it's all like spiraled and then wrapped with a band-aid, rubber band. Oh, my mind is not here this morning. All right. Anyway, just a tip. All right. So with it all wired back up here, you can see that it is functional. Look at that. I've got full lights, front, rear, parking, awesomeness. So, oh, and you may or may not have noticed this also. I put a dedication in here for my dog. He's the one who chewed up this body. He's also the one who has the little dedication out here with the little paw print. So, I love you, buddy. All right, so let me go ahead and flip it over here real quick. I've got the lights back off, but and I forgot to get my intercooler yesterday. I was so busy trying to remember everything else to get that I forgot what I needed to get. So, but there's from the front. So nice and bright for sure. The individuals, and the bucket. Front one that I did with the yellow in the back, you can see that stick out. I like it. And then from the rear, you catch that vibe. So pretty tight. I like it. Looks good.